Taking right decisions is not my way. Taking decisions and then making them right is how I do it the best. These were the wise and thoughtful words by the late Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the person we know today better as Quaid-e-Azam. The man indeed with the foundation of the strongest Muslim country probably. He made the blueprints of this country so that this country wouldn't be ever separated. He made this having a vision in his mind and a mission. And this is what made him stand strong. 1894, he went to study law abroad. But that doesn't mean his life was easy. His life was filled with difficulties and he had to face them because he knew that these obstacles will come. You need to face them and you need to overcome them. This was a natural thing for him now. Now because of these difficulties, he had a lot of pressure and he had a lot of force on him. Now one big difficulty he had to face was losing his own dad at an early age. As the stereotypes goes in Asia, the elder brother or the eldest in the house has to take over the house. You need to take care of a family, you need to raise a family, and this wasn't an easy job. It took hard work, patience, and it took a very resilient person. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was one of them. But this wasn't the only thing that troubled him. Even after a few years after marriage, he got separated. Who took care of him? His sister. His sister made him feel as if she was her own wife, and she made him feel very comfortable. As a result, he wanted to make his family feel comfortable. He wanted his family to feel that yes, his father was still alive. The bitter truth was, he wasn't. But the story doesn't end here. There's a history and there's a success story behind it. And I already said, behind every success story is a special ingredient. For him, it were four things: his religion, his God, Prophet peace be upon him, the books, the holy books, and his family. Family is a secret ingredient to all the success stories. And mind me this, when he started making a good country, he wanted to make his own country, a country we could call our motherlands, we could call our beloved motherlands, we could say that we are part of Pakistan. He wanted to come out with a name that could inspire thousands. But this is a question that you need to ask yourself. Are we enacting on what he thought Pakistan would be? Are we completing his mission and his vision? Are we trying to follow his footsteps? Is our country trying to produce leaders like... Are we even trying to go in his way? The way that suits him? The way that we want more leaders to emerge as? The bitter truth has to be no. He is the only legend and he will be the only one in the country. He had his fellow leaders, but I feel I am more motivated from Allama Iqbal and Muhammad Ali Jinnah himself. Because this legend can never be forgotten, and those who forget him just lose their path. Because he used his words to kill his opponents. He never used his strength. Why would someone beat someone unusually? He had a lot of opposers, he had a lot of protesters, but did he go physical? He never went physical. He knew that the power of words were way more than his strength. And so I would just like to narrate with a story. One day he was sitting with a professor in London, and he proceeded on to take his lunch to the same table as Professor Peter was on. Now as he sat on the table, Professor Peter was ignorant, he was foolish. He wanted to just break him apart, but who knew this man had a vision and he couldn't be broken down easily. So did he. He asked, does a bird and pig eat together? He calmly did not pounce at him, he calmly just said, no, I should fly away to another table. And listening to this, his mind and his heart got shattered. Just before leaving, I would just like to say this one thing. Just because we have differentiated board doesn't mean we don't get to learn about Pakistani or any leaders. We learn about Christopher Columbus and it's unusual. We still believe the earth is flat. We still learn about Leonardo DiCaprio, which is very unusual. But why don't we learn about such great leaders who we can get motivated from, who we can learn a lesson from? And the last thing I would like to say is finally, please try to enact on what he had as a mission, and I believe everyone is an emerging leader. And let's try to be him.
Here I am, the youth and future of Pakistan, standing in front of you. I admire the leader of my beloved country, who's as famous as some of the other leaders of the world, like Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, because they all fought for their country's freedom. Human voice is the most powerful weapon in the world. Yes, this was the weapon used by our Quaid-e-Azam without raising the sword. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum to one and all. My name is Rudaina Abdul Khalik and today I am representing Islamic English School. Now let's go back in time and reminisce the life of our Qaid. A leader can mount the faith of his nation. I admire his courage, determination, honesty, dedication, charismatic personality, professionalism, unimpeachable integrity. He was an excellent lawyer with a magnetic personality, and this list just goes on. Yes, I'm talking about Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पे रोती है. हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पे रोती है. बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है चमन में दीदावर पैदा. Yes, the ray of light of the Muslims of subcontinent Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was born on December 25th, 1876 in Karachi. He was the eldest of the 7 children of Punja Jinnah, a prosperous, wealthy merchant, and his wife Mitibai. He had 2 wives named Ratanbai and Imibai Jinnah, and the only daughter Dina. He did primary from Cathedral and John Canaan School, and secondary from Sindh Madrasatul Islam and the Christian Missionary School. He joined the Lincoln's Inn and was the youngest to pass law examination. He formally joined politics in 1905 through Indian National Congress, Muslim League under Quaid-e-Azam, and his companions Allama Iqbal and Liaquat Ali Khan had a great impact on Indian politics. Quaid-e-Azam played a vital role for freedom of Muslims of the subcontinent. Pakistan movement spearheaded by Muhammad Ali Jinnah demanding greater Muslim autonomy, which resulted in creating a Muslim state on 14 August 1947. Alhamdulillah. His 40-year struggle was not for personal gain, but to devote his life for Muslims of the subcontinent. In his life, he never compromised on principles. Quaid-e-Azam's statesmanship laid on his 2 traits: his rational approach towards politics and his keen knowledge of objective ground realities. Jawaharlal Nehru described him as one of the most extraordinary men in history. His monocle was a part of his majestic personality. And did you know the 5th best dressed leader of all times is none other than Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah? His hardship brought constructive change to the well-being of the nation. Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi, sister of Nehru, once said about the Qaid, if the Muslim League had 100 Gandhis and 200 Azads and the Congress had only 1 Jinnah, then India would never have split. Now that's what our Qaid earns. Qaid said, character, courage, industry and perseverance are the 4 pillars on which the whole edifice of human life can be built. Quaid-e-Azam said, I do not believe in taking the right decision. Instead, I take a decision and make it right. Imagine the most expensive lawyer taking 1,500 rupees per case, fixed just 1 rupee salary after becoming the General of Pakistan. He started wearing a sherwani and a karakuli cap instead of suits. Now that's love for country. Lord Pathik said, Jinnah died by his devotion to Pakistan. The life of Quaid-e-Azam was devoted for his nation. His objective was clear and his strategy was perfect. His battlefield was politics and his weapon was law. He fought against the British, the Hindus and his illness. He was not overpowered by anyone. Since he is a hero, he did not lose to any front. Dear Quaid-e-Azam, your nation is proud of you and we believe strongly in what you said. Pakistan has come to stay and no power on earth can undo Pakistan. And he passed away with his last message on 11th September 1948. The foundations of your state have been laid, and it is now for you to build it as quickly and as well as you can. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. A leader has redone conviction that dream can be achieved and inspire the power and energy to get it done. And dear audience, I am Sheikha and today I am here with you to share my view on topic life of our Qaid. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was and is and will be the greatest leader of the world. He was the founder of Pakistan. He was born in Karachi on 25th December 1876. His father was a big merchant of Karachi. He got his early education at a local school. Then he entered a missionary school and passed the entrance examination. He went to England for higher education. After 4 years, he obtained the degree of Bar al-Lot. He started practice as a lawyer in Karachi. Then he tried his luck in Bombay. But in the beginning, his practice as a lawyer was not rewarding. But after some time, he was recognized as a distinguished lawyer. Quaid-e-Azam struggled hard to get a separate homeland for Muslims of subcontinent. In the beginning, he was the member of Indian National Congress. He worked for Hindu-Muslim unity. Later on, he joined the Muslim League and devoted his life for the creation of Pakistan. Pakistan resolution was passed in 1940 on 14th August 1947. Pakistan appeared on the map of the year. It was a great success for him, but he showed no sign of arrogance. Rather, he was humble. Quaid-e-Azam was physically weak and thin, but he had a strong willpower and devotion to struggle for his ambition. His health was not good, but he did not care about his health much and worked day and night to materialize his dreams. He faced a large number of problems and hardships, but he remained resolute and firm in his belief. He was a courageous person, and he was brave and fearless as well. He had a great judgment and always had his own opinion. He had to travel instantly to awaken the Muslims. He had to work late at night. He always decided rationally. His standing point had been convincing and justifiable. Quaid-e-Azam was sincere to his mission and to his nation. He pursued his way honestly. He served the nation selflessly. He was fearless and shrewd politician. He believed in the policy of work and work and work. Whatever he said, he meant it. Quaid-e-Azam was a good orator. He made his audience spellbound with his impressive speech. He was a disciplined person. Quaid-e-Azam became the first Governor General of Pakistan, but he was not satisfied with the future of this land. He always addressed and advised the students and the nation to work honestly for the progress of the country. He wanted to see Pakistan free of injustice, repression, and poverty. He always knew that we are to go still a long way to reach this goal. He spent whole of his life for the achievement of the independent country. Now it's our duty to continue the struggle with Quaid-e-Azam started for the uplift of the nation and its people. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Think 100 times before you take a decision, but once that decision is taken, stand by it as a man. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was born on 25th December 1876 in Karachi. His father was a Muslim merchant. His father was a Muslim merchant. In terms of schooling, he was educated in Sindh Madrasatul Islam and Christian Missionary School. After that, he joined the Most Honorable Society of Lincolns in 1893, and he became the youngest Indian to be called to the bar. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, after 3 years, became the most famous lawyer in Bombay. He formally started his political career in 1905 from the platform of Indian National Congress. He also went to England with another Indian freedom fighter as a member of Congress to plead the cause of Indian self-government during the British elections. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah also served as the secretary of Dadabhai Naoroji, who was the president of Indian National Congress, and that was an honor for Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was one of the most powerful voice in the cause of India. And in 1906, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the most prominent voice that was working for the Hindu-Muslim unity. In fact, in 1916, Quaid-e-Azam was responsible for the pact that was signed between the All Indian Muslim League and the Congress. This was the only pact that was signed between these two organizations. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah became so upset because this pact gave the Muslims the right to have their own election process, but in the Indian politics it becomes violent. Quaid-e-Azam became upset, and he believed that the non-cooperation of Gandhiji will lead to only resentment, nothing too constructive. Quaid-e-Azam in 1920, after the Nagpur Congress session, left Congress, and he was so depressed and upset that he left everything and went to England in 1930s and stayed there. However, he did come back in 1934 as the people begged him to come back, and he assumed as the leadership of Muslim community. In 1936, Quaid-e-Azam started reorganizing the Muslim community, but this was not an easy task because the situation in India was a lot discouraging. Quaid-e-Azam was extremely frustrated from that, but he only focused on his organizing the Muslims into one platform and giving them the power. The Indian Muslim League won 23% of the seats in the election. This was not a large number, but it gave the boost in their confidence, and this is what let Hindu Muslims come on the map of the subcontinent. Soon in July 1937, when Congress gained the powers, they convinced Muslims to be able to live as a second citizen. But Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah gave the will and power to the Muslims to demand for a separate state, and this surprised both Britishers and Indians. The first demand of a different state, Pakistan, came into being on 1940. Quaid-e-Azam was forced to make strategical and tactical decisions so that the Muslims are not cheated on their demands. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's struggles and the cooperation of the Muslims, the Pakistan came on to being on 14th August 1947, and Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the first Governor General of Pakistan. But not everything was better as roses. Quaid-e-Azam and his nation faced many problems after their independence. They were not having a defense force, they was not having their capital, many areas were shambled, and many more. But Quaid-e-Azam stayed calm, collected, and strong in their in their situations. Quaid-e-Azam went to Lahore from Karachi to supervise the immediate refugee problem. To supervise the immediate refugee problem. Quaid-e-Azam was a completely relentless man. Quaid-e-Azam gave his last message to his nation on 14th August 1948. He said, the foundation of your state has been laid, and now it's for you to build as quickly as you can, and as quickly as you can.
السلام علیکم، میرا نام ہے انوشا خان اور میں اسلامیہ انگلش اسکول کی جماعت ہفتم سی کی طالبہ ہوں۔ تو نے اس باغ کو سینچا ہے لہو سے اپنے، تیری خوشبو سے تیرا باغ ہمیشہ مہکے۔ صدر محترم، آج جس عنوان پر مجھے اپنے خیالات کے اظہار کا موقع ملا ہے، وہ عنوان بذات خود اپنی تعریف ہے، اپنا فخر ہے۔ جیسا کہ حقیقت ہم سب پہ آیا ہے کہ آج پاکستان کو جو حیثیت اور مقام حاصل ہے اور جس فخر سے اس کا جھنڈا ہوا کی اڑان میں جھوم رہا ہے، وہ مقام قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح کی لاتعداد اور انتھک محنت کا نتیجہ ہے۔ 25 دسمبر 1876 کو کراچی کے ایک باعزت گھرانے میں آپ کی پیدائش ہوئی۔ ابتدائی تعلیم کے بعد اعلیٰ تعلیم کے لیے انگلستان چلے گئے۔ ان دنوں مسلمان بدحالی اور تنگ دستی کا شکار تھے اور بر صغیر پر انگریزوں کی حکمرانی تھی۔ قائد اعظم نے نہ صرف مسلمانوں کی رہنمائی کی بلکہ ان کو ایک پرچم تلے اکٹھا کیا اور ایک قوم کی شکل دی۔ صدر وقار قائد اعظم کو خدائے عظیم نے قائدانہ صلاحیتوں، ایمانداری اور اعلیٰ کردار کا حامل بنایا تھا۔ قائد اعظم نے مسلمانوں میں اتحاد پیدا کیا۔ کچھ لوگ پیدا ہی عظیم ہوتے ہیں اور کچھ لوگ اپنی محنت اور جدوجہد اور کارناموں کی بدولت عظمت حاصل کر لیتے ہیں۔ بانی پاکستان میں بھی عظمت و قابلیت کی ساری خوبیاں موجود تھیں۔ یوں دی ہمیں آزادی کی دنیا ہوئی حیران، اے قائد اعظم تیرا احسان ہے احسان۔ مسلمانوں کو ان کی شناخت، ان کی پہچان اور ان کے مرتبے کا احساس قائد اعظم کی جدوجہد سے ہی ہوا۔ آج بھی قائد اعظم کی زندگی کا طرز ایک مثال ہے جو کہیں بھی نہیں ملتی۔ ملت کا پاسباں ہے محمد علی جناح، ملت ہے جسم و جاں ہے محمد علی جناح۔ قائد اعظم کی سیاسی و سماجی زندگی نہایت ہی اہم کردار کی حامل ہے۔ آج ہم اس ملک میں آزادانہ زندگی گزار رہے ہیں، دنیا میں ایک پہچان رکھتے ہیں۔ یہ سب قائد اعظم کی کاوشوں کا نتیجہ ہے۔ صدر محفل اپنی تقریر کا اختتام قائد اعظم کے لیے چند اشعار سے کروں گی۔ حالات کا احساس دلایا ہمیں جس نے، اور نیند کے غلبے سے جگایا ہمیں جس نے، خطرے سے غلامی سے بچایا ہمیں جس نے، آزادی کا پھر شوق دلایا ہمیں جس نے، وعدہ جو کیا کر کے دکھایا ہمیں جس نے، یہ پاک وطن حق سے دلایا ہمیں جس نے۔ شکریہ۔
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ibrahim. I start my speech with the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most compassionate. Today my topic is life of our Qaid. یوں دی ہمیں آزادی کے دنیا ہوئی حیران، اے قائد اعظم تیرا احسان ہے احسان۔ قائد اعظم Muhammad Ali Jinnah was born in Karachi. He got his early education in Karachi. Then he went to England for higher education. When he came back, he started practice as a lawyer. He joined the Muslim League in 1913. He became the president of the Muslim League in 1934. Then he made effort for a separate homeland. At last, Pakistan came to the world map in 1947, August 14. Pakistan Zindabad. He became its first Governor General. He died on September 11, 1948. We are proud from our Qaids. Qaid Azam Zindabad. Pakistan Zindabad.
میرا نام اشال وقار ہے. میں اسلامی اسکول ابو دھابی سے تعلق رکھتی ہوں. ملت کا پاسباں ہے محمد علی جناح. ملت ہے جس اور جاں ہے محمد علی جناح. لگتا ہے ٹھیک جا کے نشانے پہ جس کا تیر. لگتا ہے ٹھیک جا کے نشانے پہ جس کا تیر. ایسی کڑی کما ہے محمد علی جناح. ایسی کڑی کما ہے محمد علی جناح. صدر علی وقار. آج میرا موضوع سخن ہے قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح کی زندگی. صدر گرامی، اتنے کم وقت میں اتنی عظیم شخصیت کا احاطہ کرنا میرے لیے کڑا امتحان ہے. جیسا کہ آپ سب جانتے ہیں، قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح آسمان سیاست کا وہ روشن ستارہ ہے جس کی روشن کرنیں آج بھی پاکستان کی صورت میں اس عالم کو منور کر رہی ہیں. سب کے غلام کو سبق کرنے والے، غلامی کی شب تار کو انور آزادی سے ہمکنار کرنے والے، ہندو ورنگ کی شادرانہ چالوں کو مات کرنے والے، خیبر سے راجکماری کے خلیجوں تک پرچم حق بلند کرنے والے، دنیا کے نقشے میں ایک نئی مملکت کا خورشید انور طلوع کرنے والے شاہین صفت رہنما نے قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح کا تاج سر پر سجا کر شہرت واق حاصل کی. سامعین، جیسے کہ آپ کو معلوم ہے، قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح ایک بہت پختہ مزاج، بے حد محنتی دانشمند انسان تھے. عظیم رہنما بننے کے لیے ہر خصوصیت آپ کی شخصیت میں موجود تھی. اصحاب بصیرت قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح کو خدائے عظیم نے قائدہ صلاحیتیں، رہنما کی صفات، بلا کی ذہانت، حد درجہ محنتی، ایماندار، ٹھوس اور غیر جذباتی انداز کا حامل بنایا. نگاہ بلند، سخن دل نواز، جاں پر سوز، یہی ہے رخت سفر میرے کارواں کے لیے. ویسے تو بانی پاکستان کی مسرور کن شخصیت کے بہت سے مظاہر ہیں، لیکن تاریخ پاکستان میں ان کا کردار روز روشن کی طرح عیاں ہے. صدر علی وقار اس تاریخ دور میں جب غیر مذہبی جاریت کے ہاتھوں عدل انصاف کی شمع بجھ چکی تھی، ہندو انگریز کے اتحادی بن چکے تھے، انگریزوں نے مسلمانوں سے ان کا اقتدار چھین لیا. ان حالات سے تنگ آ کر مسلمانوں نے راہ فرار اختیار کر لی، اپنے کھوئے سمٹ گئے، شکست خوردنی اور بیچارگی کا مزاج بننے لگی. اور ان حالات میں علامہ اقبال کا فلسفہ خودی نے مسلمانوں کی سوئی ہوئی روح کو جھنجھوڑا. قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح کی تقریر ان کی رگوں میں تازہ لہو بن کر دوڑنے لگی. حقیقت تو یہ ہے کہ قائد اعظم نے انگریزوں کو بتا دیا. شکست کھا گئی مکاری ہندو فرہنگ. زمانہ یاد رکھے گا فراستِ اس کی. جناب صدر، قائد اعظم محمد علی جناح مسلمانوں کے بنیادی مسائل کا احاطہ کرتے تھے. ذات پات اور اونچ نیچ کو چھوڑ کر کام اور صرف کام کے سنہرے اصول ہمیں بتا گئے. مگر افسوس صدا افسوس جناب اعلیٰ کہ ہم نے ان کے سنہرے اصولوں کو بھلا کر دھوکے بازی اور خیانت کی اور بےمانی کا زہر اپنی رگوں میں اتار لیا. جناب صدر، آئیں ہم اپنے قائد کے اصولوں ایمان، اتحاد اور تنظیم کو اپنائیں کہ بعد میں ہمیں یہ نہ کہنا پڑے اور تو کیا کسی بیمار کی حفاظت ہوئی. ہم سے ایک خوف سنبھالا نہ گیا تیرے بعد. تو بھی دیکھے تو ذرا دید کو پہچان نہ پائے. ایسی بدلی تجھے بسات تیرے بعد. شکریہ.
Hi, I am Mandeep from grade 6A and today I am here to tell you about Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Well, we know that Pakistan is our homeland. Have you ever thought who is its founding father? It is Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So let's know about his life and his achievement. Qaeda Azam was born on 25 December 1876 in Karachi. His father's name was Punja Jinnah. He had studied his early education from Sindh Madrasatul Islam. Then he went to Bombay for more education. After this, he went to England to learn law at Lincoln's Inn. He went back to Karachi as his father's business was not running well. He failed and he went back to Bombay to try his luck and finally get success in running his father's business well. He also showed his interest in the politics. He joined the Indian National Congress but soon left on seeing the evil design of the Hindu. Then he joined the Muslim League and became its leader. He fought against the British and the Hindus. His battle was peaceful. Continuously working hard had given the Quaid-e-Azam success of making a separate nation for Muslim. Continuously working hard had made him sick, so he died on 11 September 1947. Faith, unity and discipline is the national motto of Pakistan. It is regarded as discipline principle of Pakistan by Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Bye. Thank you.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। दुनिया में दो क़ुव्वतें हैं, एक तलवार दूसरा कलम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम है अमान रसूल। 11 सितंबर तो क़ायद-ए-आज़म की बरसी का दिन है। क़ायद-ए-आज़म का नाम है मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना। इनका पैगाम है अमन, इत्तेहाद और फैसला। क़ायद-ए-आज़म कहते हैं दुनिया में कोई ताकत नहीं है जो पाकिस्तान को मिटा सकते हैं। क़ायद-ए-आज़म कहते हैं मुसलमान मुसीबत में घबराया नहीं करता। हमारे हौसले बुलंद है। मेरा पैगाम है एक कौम बने। पाकिस्तान का मतलब क्या है? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। क़ायद-ए-आज़म जिंदाबाद, पाकिस्तान पाइंदाबाद।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। ये दुनिया अजीम लोगों के लिए इज़्ज़त करती हैं और इस दुनिया पर हुक्मरानी करने वालों ने बहादुर आदमी की कदर की है। दुनिया के चंद एक बहादुर और ज़हीन लोगों में से एक बच्चा वो भी था जो 25 दिसंबर 1876 को पैदा हुआ और शुरू की तालीम कराची से हासिल करके आला तालीम के लिए इंग्लैंड चला गया। उस अजीम और ज़हीन शख्स को आज पूरी दुनिया क़ायद-ए-आज़म के नाम से जानती है और पहचानती है। हज़ारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पर होती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से हो जाती है चमन में दिदावर पैदा। क़ायद-ए-आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना एक बहादुर वकील भी थे और अपने वक़्त के कामयाब वकीलों में शुमार होते थे। क़ायद-ए-आज़म ने गाज़ी इल्मुद्दीन शहीद का मुक़ादमा भी लड़ा और एक पैसा कभी वसूल नहीं किया था। क़ायद-ए-आज़म एक कामयाब सियासतदान भी थे। क़ायद-ए-आज़म ने मुसलमानों की हिमायतगी इस वक़्त की जब मुसलमान बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान थे और हिंदू की ज़्यादती की वजह से अपने आप को अकेला समझ रहे थे। लेकिन क़ायद-ए-आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना तमाम मुसलमानों को इकट्ठा करके और एक परचम के नीचे आज़ादी की जिद्दोजहद के लिए तैयार किया। क़ायद-ए-आज़म ने अंग्रेज़ों को बताया कि बरसफ़ीर में सिर्फ हिंदू नहीं हैं बल्कि मुसलमानों को भी बहुत ज़्यादा तादाद में मौजूद हैं। क़ायद-ए-आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना ने बताया सब मुसलमान एक नारा लगाकर अंग्रेज़ों को अपना अलहदा मुल्क तालबा करें, वो मुल्क जिसमें कि बना इस्लामी असूलों पर इस्तवार हो और मुसलमान अपनी मर्ज़ी से इस्लामी रवायत का मुतालबा ज़िंदगी गुजार सकें। क़ायद-ए-आज़म ने नौजवानों को कहा कि इस्लामी पाकिस्तान की नारा पूरी हिंदुस्तान में हर मुसलमान बच्चे को याद करवाएं। क़ायद-ए-आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना कहते हैं पाकिस्तान का मतलब क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। हम सब का रिश्ता क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। ज़िंदगी का मकसद क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। जीना क्या और मरना क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। قائد اعظم محنت اور بہت زیادہ کوششوں کی وجہ سے آخرکار 14 اگست 1947 کو پاکستان ایک علیحدہ ملک بنانے میں کامیاب ہو گئے. الحمدللہ ثم الحمدللہ. الحمدللہ ہم مسلمان ہیں اور آزاد فضاؤں میں اپنے سانس لے رہے ہیں. یہ عظیم نعمت اللہ نے ہمیں قائد اعظم کی بدولت دی ہے. عظیم جد و جہد اور دن رات جلسے اور جلوس کی وجہ سے آپ کافی بیمار ہو گئے اور 11 ستمبر 1948 کو خالق حقیقی سے جا ملے. قائد اعظم مسلمانوں کو اور پاکستان سے اس قدر پیار کرتے تھے. اب کے چند مشہور جملے یہ ہیں: مسلمان مصیبت میں گھبرایا نہیں کرتا، ہمارے حوصلے بلند ہیں. ایک اور جگہ فرمایا ہے کہ دنیا میں کوئی طاقت نہیں جو پاکستان کو ہرا سکے. پاکستان قیامت تک قائم رہنے کے لیے بنا ہے انشاءاللہ. آخر میں ایک نظم کے ایک شعر سے اختتام کروں گی. اے روح قائد آج کے دن ہم تجھ سے وعدہ کرتے ہیں، ہم تجھ سے وعدہ کرتے ہیں. اے روح قائد آج کے دن ہم تجھ سے وعدہ کرتے ہیں، ہم تجھ سے وعدہ کرتے ہیں. مٹی سے ہے سچا پیار ہمیں، اب پیار کے رنگ ابھاریں گے. اب خون لگے جان بھی دے کر موسم کا قرض اتاریں گے. ڈالیں گے فضا میں وہ لخم، ڈالیں گے فضا میں وہ لخم کاغذ میں جو لکھا کرتے ہیں. اے روح قائد آج کے دن ہم تجھ سے وعدہ کرتے ہیں. قائد اعظم زندہ باد، پاکستان پائندہ باد. تھینک یو.
السلام علیکم. I start with the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most kind. I am Dua Tariq of class 4 and I am here with you to share my views on topic My Qaid's life. I don't believe in taking a right decision. I take a decision and make it right. These words were spoken by our great leader Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. یوں دی ہمیں آزادی کہ دنیا ہوئی حیران، یوں دی ہمیں آزادی کہ دنیا ہوئی حیران. اے قائد اعظم تیرا احسان ہے احسان. He was born on 25 December 1876 in Karachi. He received his early education in Karachi and Bombay. He proceeded to England for higher education. He was a man of multidimensional personality. He was a man who was the father of the nation. He was among all the greatest leaders the world has ever experienced. He was a man with strong moral character. Even his enemies were bound to admit that he never lost his sense of self-respect in any way. Quaid-e-Azam always wanted Pakistan to be among the greatest nation of the world. He asked the Muslims to struggle for the establishment of a separate homeland where Muslims could live freely and lead their lives according to Islamic beliefs. And with this effort, Pakistan came into being on 14th August 1947. But he did not live long to steer the boat of weak and feeble nation. He died on 11 September 1948. Although we still have to go a long way to make our Pakistan our Qaid dreamed of. اے روح قائد آج کے دن ہم تجھ سے وعدہ کرتے ہیں، ڈھالیں گے فضا میں وہ جذبے کاغذ پہ جو لکھا کرتے ہیں.